Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fusion Talk. On behalf of Pre-Science in Silico, I welcome you all. Thanks for attending this talk. A few words about Pre-Science in Silico. At Pre-Science in Silico, we team up with both industry and academia to tackle challenges in drug discovery and material science. The idea for this talk series came from our wish to create a space where experts from different fields can share their valuable insights. We are proud to be one of the first Indian companies to create our own drug discovery software with advanced AI features. Prescience was founded by academicians who wanted to make AI-powered discoveries in drugs and materials accessible to everyone, aiming to redefine the landscape of scientific innovation. The title of today's Fusion Talk is Beyond Reality, AR, VR, and Evolution of Immersive Experiences. Let me introduce the speaker, Dr. Thotreingam Kasar, currently the director of EDspire Research Center, previously served as Chief Research Officer at Robotguru Education Technologies Private Limited. He played a key role in fostering collaborations between industry and academia, shaping curriculum strategies, and pioneering HoloWorld experiential 3D learning content for computer, mobile, and VR devices. Prior to this, he was the VP of Research at Kayaatech Inc, focusing on development of Holosuit, an AI-enabled full body motion capture suit, pose analytics, and a Ph.D. from IISc Bangalore. He was with the LITIS Laboratory France and LORIA France as a postdoctoral research fellow during 2012 to 2015. He actively engages with the academic community by conducting workshops and training programs on AR, VR, robotics, and AI in various engineering colleges, IITs, universities, and institutions abroad. So that's the introduction of our speaker, and a message to our attendees. Please feed in your questions in the chat box, and we'll attend to these questions at the end of the talk. With this, I request Dr. Kasar to share his screen and start the talk.
Thank you very much, Anupam. And at the very outset, I would like to thank Pre-Science in Silico for having me here. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So today I have decided on this topic to talk about AR and VR, which I've been working on for the past 6 to 7 years. We will look at the important technological advancements over the years in this nascent field. So to start with, let us look at this term metaverse. I hope you are all aware of this term, which was quite a buzzword when Facebook rebranded themselves as Meta in the year 2021, I guess. So metaverse has been around for a long time. It was first introduced by, coined by this sci-fi writer, Neil Stephenson, in 1992. So that was just after the World Wide Web was introduced in 1989. So this metaverse at that point of time, it's just a concept where you have an artificial world and we can go into this artificial world as avatars and talk to people, meet people, interact with people as or even other software agents, just as we do in the real world. So this is just a concept, and there was no technology to realize such a concept. But Neil Stephenson is regarded as a tech Nostradamus. He is recently inducted into the XR Hall of Fame. So fast forward, we have Facebook rebranding themselves as Meta and working on developing and realizing this concept of metaverse. So metaverse is a blanket over both the real world and the virtual world. So at this point, I would like to just discuss the virtual continuum that was proposed by Milgram and Kishino, 1994. So starting from reality, that is the real world that we live in on the one end, and virtual reality on the other extreme. And they have come up with this terminology, which is augmented reality, augmented virtuality, whatever that lies in between. They are clubbed as a category of mixed reality. So let us move from reality to virtuality, and we'll see what it all entails. So reality is the world that we live in. We are bound by time, space, and matter. But virtuality is just the opposite, right? It's the other extreme, where the concept of time, space, or matter does not exist as we know in the real world. So it could be just something like a completely virtual environment where the laws of physics is different or doesn't hold. You can have a different environment with multiple suns or stars. So it is a complete virtual environment where the potential is just limited by our imagination. On the other hand, we have mixed reality in between these two extremes, the real world that we live in and the virtual world on the other extreme. So whatever is in between is termed mixed reality. For example, if we remove matter from time and space, then we have what is called the augmented reality. So augmented reality basically is augmenting a digital object onto your physical environment. So the digital object does not really exist, but it's just a visualization. So a simple example could be something like a business card, where you can look at it through a phone or a tablet, and you can see all this product information overlaid on top of your scene. The other one is the augmented virtuality. So here it is just the opposite of augmented reality. We augment physical objects onto the virtual world. So this is just the opposite of virtual reality. Here, there is no space and no time, but just the matter. An example of this could be something like this, where you have a screen, a virtual screen that renders a game, for example, and you can play just with just a joystick controller, which tracks your hand, and you are able to play on the virtual screen. Mixed reality. The term mixed reality as we have seen, is the broad category of anything that lies between reality and virtual reality. But over the past years, there is a separate set of devices that allows mixed reality, where it's a special type of augmented reality in terms of technology. Because here in mixed reality, you see the virtual objects, which is overlaid onto your on top of the real world environment that you are in. But the difference is that instead of viewing the content on a 2D screen on your phone or a tablet, you have this head-mounted devices which will project these holograms in the space in front of you, and it allows users to interact with these holograms in 3D. So that is the difference between AR and MR. So MR allows us much more interactive virtual content, and the virtual content and the real world blends together so seamlessly that it understands the environment. So you can make one character sit on your couch, a virtual character sit on your couch, or a ball can bounce off the walls and so on. So a virtual ball can interact with your physical environment in mixed reality. So let me just walk you through the evolution of this technology over the years, going back to the very first time when Charles Whiston discovered the concept of stereopsis. So this is a very important discovery because when we view two images of the same scene, one with one view for the left eye, one for the right eye, he was not just proposing this concept, but he even devised the apparatus to prove his concept of stereopsis. That was in the year 1838. And by placing mirrors at 45-degree angle, and if you view it, each of these images, one for each eye, you can have a sense of depth and immersion. And that is what the brain, the human brain does. And this discovery is very significant in VR headsets. Also, we should not miss Ivan Sutherland, because he is considered as the father of VR, modern VR. He has proposed this concept called the ultimate display in 1965. And again, he has been recently inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. So his concept of ultimate display envisions a virtual world where people can see virtual objects as they are in the real world, and also not just seeing it, but interact with it. So these concepts that so his concepts that he has proposed, it was just theoretical in nature at that point of time. It was not developed, but it guided future research in VR because of these the concepts that he has proposed in this ultimate display. Yeah, and also I would like to talk about this when we are discussing about the history and evolution of VR. The first company to sell VR goggles was the VPL Research Inc., which was founded by Jaron Lanier in 1985. So Jaron Lanier himself coined this term virtual reality in 1987. So virtual reality over the years has many ups and downs, and it is good to know the evolution, how this technology has evolved over the years, because in the early 90s, there were a lot of excitement around this technology, even as we see now. But technology was not that advanced, and many of the hype that around VR was not realized. So in the early 90s, Hasbro worked for more than 3 years, having bumped in more than 59 million in developing a home virtual reality system. But ultimately, they ended up abandoning the project. Also, There was this Virtual Boy video game console, which was launched by Nintendo in 1996. But again, it did not meet its promise of VR experience. So like this, during those early days, many companies went into bankruptcy, and people lost interest in VR because they were not able to realize the hype that it generated initially. So it was at this point of time that Palmer Luckey, who is the inventor of Oculus, so he was working on his own for about 3 years, and in 2012, he launched a successful Kickstarter campaign where he released this developer kit called the Oculus Rift DK1. And during those early days, he was working in his father's garage, and he was posting his ideas in this in a channel called Meant to be Seen. But at that point of time, everybody has lost interest in VR, and his ideas were there open for everybody to steal. But he was lucky. His name was Parmal Lucky, so he was lucky to successfully launch this Oculus Rift in 2012. How he overcome the limitations of the VR headsets of those days. So one was the limited field of view. So what he had proposed is to put a lens between the display and the eye. So by putting this lens, a spherical lens, he was able to enhance the field of view and create a sense of immersion with his headset. So this is one very important innovation that he had done. But as we all know, by adding more lenses, there will be a distortion, definitely. So if you look at an image through a spherical lens, you will have something like this, where you have a pincushion distorted image. So the solution was to simply distort the input image. So instead of viewing the undistorted image, what he has done is the image which is rendered on the VR headsets, they are actually barrel distorted. And when viewed through the lens, you get the undistorted image. So that is how he was able to generate a large field of view by the use of spherical lenses. You can see here on the left, you have this the image that is rendered on each eye of the VR headset. When viewed through the lens, you could see the large field of view image, which is undistorted. And this is fundamental in creating a sense of immersion. Of course, in addition to this, you will have audio and other haptics and other things to make it more real. So as I said before, he was sharing all his work updates on this channel called Meant to be Seen in 3D. This was one of his posts in 2012 when he was yet to launch his Kickstarter campaign. And one of his posts fell into the eyes of John Carmack, a very popular game developer, who asked for a sample, and he sent it to him. And John Carmack, I hope you all know, he is the CTO. He was the CTO, the first CTO of Oculus, along with Palmer Luckey. So when Facebook acquired Oculus, he was the CTO. So he demonstrated this headset in the year 2020 at this Electronic Entertainment Expo, which is the game industry's annual commercial carnival. So The response, the feedback was immediate and ecstatic, and as they say, the rest is virtual history. So soon after, Oculus was acquired by Facebook in 2024. And this led to a flurry of low-cost consumer VR products. So this is the time when VR first came to the consumer market. And after Facebook acquires Oculus, we have Steam, HTC Vive, Google Daydream, Sony PlayStation, Samsung Gear VR, Microsoft mixed reality headset, and so on. So all of these were soon launched thereafter. This is a little bit off the topic, I guess, but just for the sake of completeness, I just want to talk a few, one or two sentences around about this different kinds of VR experiences. So the one is the PC-based VR systems, where you have a high-end PC connected to your headset. And you also have trackers which will track the position of your controllers or the headset in the environment. So on the left hand, you see the HTC Vive, and on the other side, you have the Oculus Rift, which is again tracked using these tower stations and the base station for the Oculus headset. Sorry, the HTC Vive. So this PC-based VR systems deliver the best performance, of course, but the only thing is the drawback is that it is tethered to the PC all the time. So you'll have a cable connecting to the PC, and also another drawback could be the cost involved in maintaining a high-end PC as well. And there were these inexpensive VR options where we simply have a headset with where you can open up and put your phone, and you can view this VR content through the headset. So this currently there is not much support for this type of cardboard headsets anymore, and we can say the phone-based VR systems are effectively dead. It doesn't perform so well experience-wise, and most of the time the phone gets heated up, and within no time there'll be a lot of lag, and the VR experience is not good, and the phone is not the right platform to experience VR for a long duration. So it may be okay for just a short glance for about a minute or so. So the best ones or the latest ones are all mostly moving towards standalone VR systems. The first one was again launched by Facebook, Meta, Oculus Go in the year 2017. Then they launched the Oculus Quest, Quest 2, Quest Pro, Quest 3, and so on. We also have the Pico 4 headset, which was launched in 2022. And all of these headsets also need a controller, which most of the cases is 6 degrees of freedom, except for the Oculus Go. The Oculus Go offers only 3 degrees of freedom, but nowadays almost all the headsets, the newer headsets, offer 6 degrees of freedom, both headset as well as the controller. One thing that I just want to add when I'm discussing about the headset, so Meta has been pushing this concept of metaverse, and people are again the hype that metaverse generated the past few years has died down now, and recently Facebook demonstrated this technology, which is called codec avatars, and through this, they're able to converse with each other in metaverse. So here they use the Oculus Pro headset, which has inward-looking cameras for eye tracking, and it allows a real-time photorealistic VR chatting, VR chat, FaceTime in VR. So this is a screenshot from the podcast from Friedman with Mark. Coming to AR, so the term AR was first coined by Thomas Caudle and David Mizel in the year 1990. So they were working in Boeing. They come up with this term while preparing this instructions for workers to help to assemble wires and cables for the aircraft. And in the year 1999, the AR toolkit was developed by Hero. Soon after, along with Mark Billinghurst and Ivan, the Magic Book, the AR Magic Book was launched in 2001. Sorry. So through this, they demonstrated AR content viewing 3D virtual models on top of these physical books with the help of some markers. Let me move on to the first commercial app, AR app, that was launched in 2008, a German Mini Cooper when it was first launched. So on the backside of a magazine, whenever we point a camera on this magazine, so it uses the same image recognition technology, on top of which you can place this virtual model of the car. So this was the first time when AR is used for advertisement. Yeah. So coming to AR, I also want to talk about the Pokemon Go game. I am sure you all must have heard about it. This is one game that has blown the history of gaming. It was launched in 2016. Within just 1 week itself, there were more than 10 million downloads, and the revenue generated was more than 2 million. And over the years, if you look at this graph, it has generated, this single game has generated a revenue of more than 4 billion over the years. And this has generated a lot of interest and hype around AR recently. And this has been a significant push towards AR development. We have also seen AR not just in gaming, but in the social media, Snapchat lenses, which was launched in 2015, and we also have IKEA furnitures. So AR has been applied in social media as well as retail, marketing, and so on. So let me also talk a little bit about different types of AR experiences. Just like we have the PC-based VR systems, the phone, and the standalone VR systems. AR normally, as I have told before, it is viewed on a 2D phone screen or a tablet. There are majorly 2 types of AR. One is the marker-based AR, where we use image recognition technology to recognize a marker or an image. And once the image is recognized, we can place digital objects along with that. So the main thing here is to recognize the object, the virtual image, and through that we will be able to estimate the pose and position and pose of the marker that we are looking at. So once we have the pose and orientation, we can place any digital object that is aligned with the geometry of the physical object. So this is the simplest AR system, which just uses image recognition technology. And the other one is the markerless AR systems, which depends on the sensors that your phone or the tablet has. So it could be actual image recognition or a 3D model recognition. So a lot of these capabilities come from AI. So you can use this for, say, remote assistance kind of application, where we just go and see the site where we have to do a repair job, for example. And when we point our phone or the tablet onto the object, if it is recognized, then it is easy to place all the AR instructions as to how the particular device can be fixed. The other application could be here seen in the case of augmented farming here, where by just pointing your phone or a tablet to a farm with the help of AI, if you can tell at that a particular fruit is ready to be harvested in, say, another 10 days. So it can help the farmers in planning harvesting and so on. So there could be so many other informations embedded on top of the real world environment. So this uses just a superposition. This falls under the category of superposition AR, which uses pure image understanding to have this augmented digital layer. We also have a class of AR which depends on the location. We have seen the Pokemon Go game, which depends on where you are on the Earth. It uses the Google Earth basically to spawn this Pokemons, which you can catch them. Also, there are applications where GIS is integrated with the AR, and you can use this for construction or urban planning and so on. Recently, Google has provided this Google's Geospatial API, which will allow users to add AR content anywhere on the globe. So the whole world is now your canvas, and you can put up all these AR objects on top of your offices and so on. So you can use this Geospatial API and have AR ads or AR navigation guides and so on. Another class of AR is the projection-based AR systems, where, of course, there is an overhead camera which is looking at the scene, and based on the scene understanding, you can augment any information that you want. So in this particular example, this is actually a student project done by some students in the University of Algarve in Portugal, called the Pool Life Aid. So these are some interesting applications of projection-based AR. Also about MR, since I'm talking of AR, MR itself is a special case of AR, where instead of viewing the content on a 2D screen, you have a head-mounted device, and you can see the digital contents or the holograms in front of you in space. And the interaction again here is completely 3D. You can move around, look at the holograms from behind, and so on. Here, there is complete scene awareness that is provided by the advanced headsets, and you can have seamless integration of both the virtual content as well as the real world. So the first one shows the Google Glass that was launched in 2013, but it did not succeed. Microsoft HoloLens is a very popular headset, which was launched in 2015, and in 2019, the second version. So one very important feature of this mixed reality systems is the spatial mapping of the scene understanding, where the headset scans the entire environment that you are in, and it knows each and every object that is there in your scene. So someone say like the table, the chair, the couch, the walls, and so on. So with this information, you can place holograms to be seated on your couch, for example. You can put artificial panels and screens wherever you want in your environment. And recently, we have all heard a lot about the Apple Vision Pro, which was launched this year. Again, spatial computing, the words for spatial computing was coined by Simon Greenwald in 2003, but it has only got traction recently due to the launch of this Vision Pro by Apple this year in February. So it has, I think, about 15 cameras. This headset has about 15 cameras, and it has inward-looking cameras to track your hands, eye tracking, hand tracking, voice-activated commands. You can have a monitorless office. One very interesting feature of this Vision Pro, which they have recently launched, is the spatial persona. The spatial persona allows multiple users to have FaceTime, live FaceTime, and you can share and collaborate files and so on. So this is one very interesting feature, which we can all say is the beginning of metaverse. Not in a large scale. I think it's just capable of catering to up to 5 users at a time for now. So looking at all this technology, one of the main thing that is important in this immersive experience is the user interaction. And we have seen that on the phone, we will be using our mostly our phone screen touch gestures, right? And on the headset, we have something like the controllers. So these are the standard inputs to access this AR or VR content. But nowadays, there's a lot of improvement in technology in, say, hand tracking, the eye tracking, natural language processing, and voice commands, and so on. So this will allow us to interact naturally in these virtual environments without the use of any of these controllers. So you can talk to the environment, virtual environment, and you can change the color of the wall, for example, just by giving out a voice command. And you can look at virtual objects, and if you say come, the virtual objects or the holograms will come to you. So it looks like magic. Actually, all these are possible with the help of very advanced eye tracking system, gaze tracking. And also Facebook is also working on a wristband, which will allow you to control a virtual hand. So that will help do away with the controllers that we have currently. So let me now go into some of the applications. There are a lot of applications, and I'm afraid I will not be able to cover all of it. But just a few of them here. We see how AR or VR can be used to create educational content. So one simple example is the formation of water molecule from two hydrogen. When it combines with oxygen, you get the water molecule. So this could be a very interesting way of illustrating these concepts for school children. You can also have anatomy classes, because this technology is best suited for visualizing objects in 3D. So anatomy is one ideal subject to be actually developed in exam. We can have physics-based simulations that will allow us to do all the experiments that we do in our labs. So that could be another domain. And also in the field of embodied AI research, there's a lot of work going on currently using virtualization of the say a robot. You can train the robot virtually first, and then the model could be applied onto the real world. So it could be something like a humanoid robot, which is trained with the help of VR. So here is just a simple teleoperation of robots using VR headsets. And the good thing with this VR-based or training is that we are involved. We're not just seeing it, but rather we actually perform and we do these experiments ourselves, and that helps us in better retention of the knowledge that the experiments or the steps that we do. It has been proven to have higher retention rates. The next one that I want to talk about is the use of mostly AR here in this particular slide. It is mostly AR, where AR is used for, say, the retail, marketing, ads, and so on. So here you see virtual try-ons, right? Because of this technology, there's a lot of companies, startups working in this domain, where you can have try-ons, dresses, apparels, watches, ring, even cosmetics. And you have here we have the image of Katrina from Lenskart. So they are using AR technology to try users to allow users to try millions of frames just by presenting your face. And we also see here how AR technology can be used in toys. So here is a GIF which I got from Lego. So Lego toys have a companion AR app where children can have AR tracks onto which this Lego toys will be moving. So the other this domain could be healthcare. This is one very big adopter of VR currently. We have some of these snapshots which shows overlaying this CT scans onto the real physical patient, surgical simulations. Then you have say a virtual tutorial on how to prepare dental crowns, for example. And of course, on the left side, you have these veins which can be viewed when we have a thermal sensor. So with all these advanced sensors, we can have augmented displays that can help in this industry. Also on the right side, we have rehab and ergonomics. So AR, VR is also very much used in rehabilitation of so a lot of physiotherapy exercises can be gamified, and that can help patients recover faster, and also the willingness to do these the physiotherapy exercises just by gamifying it. And we can also use this in ergonomics, for example, especially for those who are in the manufacturing on assembly line, lifting heavy loads regularly every day. All this ergonomic analysis can be a useful aid in preventing the muscular disorder. So one of the most obvious application of VR is this skill training, where you wear a headset and you are in a virtual environment, say like there is fire all around, and you learn how to react to that situation, how to operate a fire extinguisher, for example. So all this kind of simulations, which if it is made lifelike, realistic, it will definitely help workers in responding to this kind of situations or disaster management and so on. It is also very much used in the automobile industry. One of the highest adopter of VR is the automobile industry, which can be used for rapid prototyping design. And also others like there are some companies working on using VR for sports analytics and coaching. We could also have AR-based remote assistance, where we can pull up some video guide or so on when we are in a real site at work. So basically, this would be something like the superposition AR that I talked about, where the camera should understand the environment, should understand the scene, and you can have this embedded AR instructions for the user. Now, to realize all this, it is critical to have this digital twins, which looks like the real world. So we have one image here, which is a scan of a multi-story building, and you can see all the rooms, the stairs, and so on. And this particular 3D model is from Matterport. Realistic, photorealistic scans of the entire building. So this could be, say, the scan of an entire office or a college institution and so on, where we can use this model to have, say, a virtual tour of the environment, or you can have indoor navigation within this environment. There's so many applications that we can even have the virtual labs built around these models. The other image on the right side is the ship from Hyundai. This is developed by Siemens in partnership with NVIDIA. So this model, they have created this model, which is the exact replica of the ship. And this model has, I believe, about 15 million parts. So it's not a joke to create this parts, this many parts, and also the number of triangles is of the order of 15 billion or so. So with the help of NVIDIA, they were able to render this and use it for their production. So this is the one very critical component of realizing this metaverse, where we have exact replica of the real world, not just photorealistic, but also ideally if it has all the physics-based simulations, so that whenever supposing we shake it, or it should behave as if it is in the real world, right? So the photorealistic reflections and so on. So this virtual model can be used to to simulate exactly as it would in the real world. So to conclude, just want to say that this technology is going to rise. This is just the beginning, and AR, VR, MR could become the foundation of next-gen computing. We'll continue to see this blend of virtual and real objects, and there is going to be a blur between the real world and the virtual world by all these hyper-realistic simulations that are being developed. And we have also seen that recently generative AI, spatial computing, this has taken the center stage. And with the help of AI, we will be able to get more and more accurate understanding of the environment. We can identify all the objects in our environment that will help us in creating a very immersive experience. Of course, along with this, it could also be better eye tracking, hand tracking, and all these input interactions that will help us to seamlessly interact with both the real as well as the physical world. So spatial computing has the potential to revolutionize real-time training, which is being pushed by Apple aggressively as the future of work. So thank you all for your attention. Thank you very much. I hope I did not overshoot the time.
No, it's absolutely on time. And thank you so much for the very beautiful slides and very clear explanation. I mean, fantastic. Thanks a lot. So before I have few questions,
Sure.
And meanwhile, we have a question from Prasu. Let me read it out.
Yeah.
So AR can introduce the senses of hearing, visualizing, etc. Can AR be able to introduce all the five senses of human being all in real time?
Mm-hmm.
So hearing and vision is definitely addressed, but what about the other senses?
Yes. So that is a very hot topic currently, because it's not just AR and VR, but this haptics. Haptics is another big domain that is going to play a major role in creating immersive experience. Right now, we do not have touch, we do not have smell. So we only have a very basic kind of haptic feedback as in the form of vibration on the headset, on the controllers. So whenever we touch something, we can have a vibration, a small vibration that will tell the user that we are touching a particular object, we have grabbed some object. But as many people, this is one common question actually. Not just touch, even smell. There was a client from Oman who had come to our office before. He wanted to create the exact replica of a mining cave, where you can sense the smell of rocks and water. That environment, he was asking whether can we regenerate such a thing. So that is actually more to do with your domain, I guess, for the chemistry guys. And also there were some people asking me about, can we simulate the taste of dosa or idli or vada, whatever. So they want to taste it virtually, right? By eating that, how it tastes like in the real world. So these are some common questions that are asked. But unfortunately, I can only say that we don't have this full totally different domain where definitely haptics is going to be playing a big role in immersive.
So the next question is from Anil. Anil says, amazing talk. It is quite astonishing to learn about the applications where we are in several fields. Could you please highlight major negative aspects of AR, VR, if there are any?
Oh, there are many. So one thing is that I get this VR sickness very easily. The moment I start moving in VR, my whole day is spoiled. So there are some people who are very sensitive to this VR sickness, especially me. So I only use teleportation. I don't do continuous movement or anything like flying or swimming. This kind of activity in VR, definitely it will cause VR nausea and so on, for especially for those who are not used to this, because the coordinates are different, right? You are standing still but your world is moving. So because of this, definitely some of the days my whole day is spoiled just because of being in VR for just a minute. uh, that is the drawback, I should say. uh, but uh, if you look at the applications and the potential it has, I think this is a technology that need to need to learn, master it, and we have to make use of this time. This is the right time actually to switch to XR, I should say.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kasar. So I see no more questions in the chat, so I'll go ahead and ask a question.
Sure.
So you said at the end of your talk that the VR is picking up and
Ah,
bright times ahead. So I have a question. So this technology has been around for some years now.
yes,
Still, as you said in the talk, there were times where the product didn't meet the expectations. I mean, it didn't reach the user base.
yes,
There has been rise and fall. Even Pokemon Go, the graph that you were
correct.
showing, there is
Yes,
a drop.
it's
So
going
what
up and down.
so what according to you has changed, or you think that
Yeah.
now is the time that things will pick up, or to frame it in another way,
Mm,
why few technologies didn't become very popular among the masses, and what's new now?
mm. Yeah, I should have mentioned it in greater detail. In fact, good that you had asked this question, because I think I skipped it. So AR, VR, all of this started initially with the US government for aircraft simulations and so on in the early days. Then when Parmal Lucky invented this Oculus, that was purely for gaming and entertainment around that time. But now it has, in fact, it has touched each and every area of our lives. It has moved to education, healthcare, manufacturing, all of the things that I have talked about, and much more than that. Like not just in marketing, right? It can be in architecture, tourism. So there, almost all areas is now touched by this technology. And also, this is the right time because the AI technology is also matured now. So we can have a lot of integration of AI into this domain, which will even help us in creating more immersive and more realistic experiences. Of course, there are still some challenges when it comes to consuming this content, say for a mass, like supposing you want the same content to be uh, simultaneously available to thousands of people, right? So how people will consume such a content. So multiplayer environments, yes, there's a lot of still work to do, but with the advancement and maturity of I think this is a good time. And we have seen most of the companies in the world, um, somewhere or the other, uses this technology, and I think it will be even more than what it is now.
Sure, sure. I mean, thank you. I mean, I missed that idea that the AI has been so fast moving that it is also supporting such technologies.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
because
a good reason to
everything,
believe. Yeah, yeah.
everything, at the back end, it is AI working on the phone, on the headset. Everything is AI inside. So that is going to
So
that.
that has significantly advanced since the earlier products. Great, great.
Yes, and also it may give rise to many applications that we don't even know as of now. So many new novel applications might come up.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a good reason to be very optimistic about this product.
Yeah,
Uh,
and the headset is also becoming smaller, thinner, and ultimately it will be a very easy to wear product. And then once we have all the apps that we use daily, just like our smartphone, right? The smartphone, we can't live without the smartphone these days because all our apps are here. Similarly, if we have it on our XR device, that will lead to mass adoption. So we're waiting for waiting for that time.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kasar. Now I'll ask Dr. Roy to give the vote of thanks for the talk. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Anupam, and thank you, Dr. Kasar, for taking time out and giving a fantastic presentation. And if you see, the Fusion talk is we tell that this is cutting across technology science. So we really want that these kind of intersections where science and technology comes together. And we are aspiring for that. We are working towards that at pre-science as well. So that's what we are trying. This is
It's a great initiative. Yeah. Thanks for having me here.
thank you for coming and doing this talk. And if you are also organizing workshops, learning more about it, let us know. So we will be very happy to work together and some point of time. And thank you again for coming up and giving this nice presentation. And other than that, thank you everyone for coming to the talk, listening to this nice futuristic presentation, which will be the future of it. We have seen it in sci-fi movies, but now we are really getting into this. After Apple came into it, or it's like now going to be a reality very, very soon. I'm sure about it. Means. Thank you everyone, and thank you Anupam for having another month of Fusion Talk. Very nicely done, and thank you everyone for coming to the talk and listening to the fantastic talk by Dr. Graham. Thank you.
Thank you.